Los Alamitos. My name is Shelby Donald. I am a physical therapist and the owner of Grounded Physical Therapy right here in Los Al. I'm super happy to be doing yoga with you all today. So we're gonna start on the ground. All I have today is a yoga mat and 2 yoga blocks. I often like to have my clients have a little yoga blanket for their knees if you have sensitive knees. So we're gonna start in an easy position that might look like this. And we're gonna go through a few of my ground rules first. I always like to teach my clients about their body, so you're gonna hear a little bit more anatomy cues versus yoga cues. And also, I want you to listen to your body first as the teacher and then me second. I'm just the instructor here on the video, so listen to your body and those pain signals first. Don't push and take as many breaks as you need and love on your body. Okay, so we're gonna get started here in the seated position. And we're gonna get started by rolling the shoulders over the hips. What I always have my guys and gals do in my yoga classes is really be aware of their breath. So I'm gonna be cueing breath for just about the rest of class. So the breath cycle for this pose would be inhaling as we come around forward and exhaling as we almost round the spine back. So inhaling forward, exhale, round the spine back. We'll go one more time this direction. And then we'll reverse. I might recommend if you're at home with the kids to be in a nice quiet space, or maybe a crazy space and put on some really rockin' music that makes you feel happy. My intention for the class today is that you find a little peace, or maybe feel a little peace as you're moving by the end of the class. So let's circle one more time, inhaling forward, and then exhaling back. Sitting quite tall, whether you're in a chair or you are on the ground, send those shoulder blades back and down. Let's do that 3 more times. Shoulder blades up, and then squeezing back and down. At this time, eyes can be closed. We're not moving much from this position for a while. And we'll do one more. Shoulder blades up, and then back and down. Keep this really beautiful, tall, energetic spine. And let's go ahead and send the left hand out and bring that right arm up overhead. And bring it down. Inhale, up overhead. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, big reach and stretch the right side of the ribs. And then bring it down, and one more. Inhale, up overhead. And bring it down. So because I'm not used to doing this on video, this is gonna be opposite from what you guys are doing, but just listen to the cues, listen to my voice. Inhale that left arm up overhead, side bend into that, feel the breath into the left ribs and bring it down 2 more times. Up, inhale, feel the left lungs, exhale, wring the lungs out, and one more time, up and overhead. Maybe gazing up and over to the left and down. Left hand is gonna stay still, and we're gonna bring the right arm across the body. If you want a little more, maybe that left hand goes behind the back, twisting the neck to the left, twisting back through center. So this time we'll bring right arm behind the spine, left hand to the right knee. Twist and look over your right shoulder. Big inhale, grow tall, and exhale, bring it out. Let's add on to that. So we're gonna bring the right hand over to the left knee, left hand behind you. Take that twist to the left. Inhale, grow tall through the spine. But this time, if you like, send the left hand up and overhead to the right side of the body and feel this big twisting stretch through both sides of the ribs. Inhale and exhale twice here. Sending that hand down, and let's go to the opposite side. So left hand twists to the right knee, right hand reaches behind. Inhale, grow tall through the spine and twist. Use those core muscles to deepen into that twist. And then send that right arm up overhead to the opposite side of the body, and then breathe into the right ribs. 2 more breaths on this right side. Back through center, hands resting on the knees. Let's take 3 moments here closing the eyes and taking a moment. If you haven't already set that intention, set it now, or think about why you showed up on the mat today. Was it to move, to get your heart rate up, to stretch, to feel love, for self-care? Whatever the intention, breathe it in. Let's do 2 more breaths together. Breathe in, exhale out. Super slow and steady exhales. Breathe in and out. Let's take the time now to transition on to hands and knees. Bring your blocks with you if you need them, or pad your environment if you need that. Setting up your quadruped or tabletop position, spreading fingers really wide so you're distributing the energy across the palms. Stack those wrists under the shoulder joints. Stack your knees under your hip points. And take a moment here to just feel all 10 fingers, if you got them, and both of those knees on the mat. Press into the mat and press away. Feel that energy lifting up the shoulder blades, the back, up to the sky. Take a few breaths. Just feel the pressure of the palms, the shins, and the tops of the feet. Send a big inhale and let the abdomen start to sink and the eyes look up. Cow pose. Exhaling, pull the abdomen up and in towards the spine. Round the spine up to the sky. Eyes gaze between the hands. We'll go through this flow a few times together. Inhaling, looking up, belly button down. Exhale, pull those stomach muscles, pelvic floor muscles up, up, up to support you and strengthen you. Your pace might be a little quicker than mine. I tend to go slow and slow with the breath. And then spend a few rounds finding different angles. Oftentimes I like to have my class start to go side to side and find different corners of their hips that might be a little tight. A lot of us are working from home right now. We might be sitting more than usual, or maybe not because we're not commuting as much. But in any case, we're going to be giving those hips some movement and some love. So after you've gone side to side, maybe take a few circles. So now I'm circling around my wrists, fingers, and back over my hips and heels. I'll inhale as I travel forward. Exhale, use my abs and press myself back. Traveling forward, exhale, press back. Let's go one more round. And then of course, let's reverse it. Traveling forward, exhale, back. Inhale forward. 2 more on the side. Forward travel and back. Settle in. Sending your hips to your heels. Hands may stay where they are and lower the forehead to the ground. If that's a little bit too much for you right now, you can definitely stack hands or take your block and place it under your forehead. We'll settle into child's pose here for a few moments, feeling the heaviness of the arms on the mat. The forehead, neck, and jaw are relaxed. The hips are to the heels. Let's take 3 breaths. Rising up slowly back onto hands and knees. I like to take those moments in child's pose or any resting position and check in with my breathing. Can I slow it down? Can I get some control over it? Or is it out of control and I need to take a break? From this tabletop position, begin to reach the right arm forward. Reaching those right fingertips really far forward, yet pull the shoulder blade down. Create a little space next to your ear. Pull those stomach muscles up and in quite strong and send the left leg out, toes face down. We're in bird dog position. This is a fantastic pose to strengthen core muscles that wrap from the belly button all the way around to the spine. Inhale, hold. Exhale, lower. Let's try that same pose on the opposite side before we build. Left hand begins to reach forward as if you were going to shake someone's hand. Pull that shoulder blade down into its socket. Send the right foot out, toes face down. Sometimes people start to really lift their hip up and get a little out of control. It's actually about leveling the pelvis. It's a pretty subtle movement here. Reaching the left fingertips and the right toes. Feel the work of the back body, the glutes, the butt muscles lifting you and holding you here. And lowering that down. Take a moment and stretch out the wrists if you need to, if that was a lot for the wrists, and let's go right back into it. Right arm reaches forward, left leg extends back. And let's go for a little core challenge. If this is already enough for you, you can stay and come in and out of the pose with us. If you want a little bit more, we're gonna inhale, reach long. Exhale, connect the elbow to the knee, rounding the spine up, really deeply feeling that ab connection. Inhale, long. Exhale, connect. Two more, inhale, long. And connect. And reach really long. Feel the core pull and drive you in as you hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Sending everything down. Let's go to the opposite side. Left hand long, pulled away from the ear, right leg long. Again, this may be enough. Come in and out of this pose and just feel it out. If you want a little bit more, we're gonna inhale the body parts away from each other, then exhale, connect them. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, connect. Two more on this side. One more. And we hold, really deeply connect elbow to knee, holding for 5. Hold it strong, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower down. Take a moment, whether that's child's pose for a few breaths or just a second to roll out the wrists. Okay, we're gonna build from there. Back into tabletop position. Sending the right hand out long and the left leg back. Finding that strength in the back body. Stay and hold for 2 more breaths, really feeling that left heel lift. Left heel up to the sky. Beautiful. Right hand lowers down. Right foot kicks just outside of the right mat, the right side of the yoga mat. Right hand stays on the earth. The left toes could touch the ground as we rotate and lift the body up for a side plank. So level 1 might look like this. I'm supported by hand, knee, and foot. Level 2 might look like this, and I'm trying to really lift my body up and off the yoga mat. Whew, we're gonna really feel a lot of heat in the outside of the left hip or the glute med. We're gonna feel our shoulder blades squeezing together in the back and an elongated chest. 2 more breaths. Feel the shake, feel the burn. Lowering down. Come back into that tabletop position, and we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. The left hand is gonna reach long, and the right leg will reach long. Feel that starting position, feel that heat, that strength begin. And we're gonna lower the left hand. Now you'll see from behind, I'm gonna kick that left foot, kickstand it back behind me. Reach the right arm up, shoulder blades squeeze together in the back. Level 1, we might keep the foot down to anchor us and support us, or we might lift and hover and feel the work in the outside of the hip. Gaze is straight ahead. We're looking up to the hand if you want to strengthen the muscles of the neck. Whew. Keep breathing. 2 more breaths. and lowering everything down. First the foot, then the hand. Let's take a wide knee child's pose. Big toes touch at the center, knees go super wide on the yoga mat. Send the hips back. Arms can reach forward, forehead to the earth, child's pose, breath. Take 3 to 5 breath cycles here and try to slow the breathing, check in. This is your break, so see if there is anything that you can let go of. Let go of the tension in the hands and wrists, let go of the face, the shoulders and the back, let go. 2 more breaths. Rolling up slowly. And we're gonna take the time now to transition into our flow, into downward facing dog. So let's take the time now to transition into downward facing dog. Be really kind to your wrists and your body parts, especially if it's been a while since you've done yoga or gotten yourself on the mat. So just like in quadruped or hands and knees position, we're gonna have the hands spread really wide to absorb a lot of that weight and energy. I like to tuck my toes under, really pull my low abdomen up and peel my knees off of the mat. It's a more intentional way of transitioning from one pose to the next, and it is great work for the abdomen. Fingers are spread super wide. My elbows, my elbow pits as I call them, are rotated inward to spiral my shoulder blades outward. That engages my rotator cuff muscles and makes this a very functional strengthening pose. I'm sending my shoulder blades not towards my ears, but away from my ears, so really up to the sky. Tailbone up to the sky. Oh, my heels are trying to drop. I might consider dropping one heel than the other as I first get into this pose. Or walk the dog here. To kind of stretch into the calves and the hamstrings, the muscles behind the thighs. And don't forget those big, glorious inhales and exhales. Let's do one more breath together in stillness here. And then let's start to flow. Inhale, send the right leg up. 3-legged dog. And exhale, however you need to, bring this right leg to the front of the mat. If you need a little help with the arms and the positions here, that's why I have my guys and gals use yoga blocks. This will lift you up. If you don't have blocks, you can use chairs or books. So we are in low lunge at the moment. Take a few rounds to press the body forward and back, stretching this back left heel and calf before you settle in. The right foot is to the right side of the mat and the left is to the left. 2 feet running parallel like train tracks. Pull those stomach muscles up and in, strong, as you start to lift the hands up off of the yoga mat, finding high lunge. What we want is a knee that's just in line with the big toe. If anything, pressing out, engaging our outer hips. We never want a knee that caves in and crosses the body. So be really aware that you're challenging your hip muscles and you're creating strong straight lines. My right hip is back, left is forward. My knees in line with my big toe. My waist muscles are pulling up and in, creating space through my spine. Inhale, arms up overhead, and we'll hold in this high lunge. When these poses are done correctly, they are exhausting. And you'll feel that blood pump in. Inhale and reach up high. Exhale, the hands are going to flow down as we send the right leg back. Either 3-legged dog or 3-legged chaturanga, or send the foot down, knees, chin, and chest. Inhale, upward. An upward pose, whether that's cobra or a full upward facing dog. Exhale, send the body back to downward facing dog. 2 breaths to settle in and find your very strong pose. Inhale the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, abs in, strong, send it up to the front of the mat. Take the time to set the left foot on the left side of the mat and the right toes on the right side. Create space and width so you have some success in these poses. Abs in, strong, hands hover off the mat. Start to send the body up. Again, sending the left knee to the outside left edge of the mat. Fire up those glutes back there. Make sure the hips are squared. So pull that left hip back and engage the muscles to drive the right hip forward. Once you feel grounded and set up from the bottom, waist muscles pull up and in to create length. Hands are reaching overhead. 3 breaths. One more breath. Exhale, send those hands down. Left foot back, either 3-legged dog all the way down, or 3-legged chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, flow up. Exhale, send it back to a child's pose. 2 breaths to recover. Take more if you need it. Flow your way back up. I like to transition from hands and knees. Pull my low abdomen in. Tuck those toes and intentionally scoop and lift my knees up to find downward facing dog. Let's build on from that first flow. Inhale, right leg up overhead. Exhale, send it through. Immediately getting into our high lunge. Inhale, hands up overhead. Stay and hold. Inhale, we reach up high. Drop the left heel down and flow into warrior 2. My alignment now is heel to arch. My right heel is meeting midway at my left arch. Once again, this knee is driving out, engaging my right outer hip to do so. Shoulder blades squeezing together in the back. Palms can be face down or up. Close your eyes, 3 breaths, hold. Eyes open if that was a big balance challenge for you. Stay low in the right knee as you reach the right arm forward, up and back. Left hand holds on to the back left leg for support. Peaceful warrior. Stay low in that front knee. Inhale, hold, and then exhale, bring the hands back to warrior 2. Right elbow to right knee. Send the left arm up. You can reach straight up overhead, or maybe up and over past the ear. Reach long from the left fingers to the left toes. A little bit of a transition now as we send the left hand down. Left toes lift. Right arm up to the sky and twist. Feel the shoulder blades squeezing together in the back and pulling away from the ears. Feel that your left hand is almost pressing you up away from the mat. One more breath. Flow the right hand down. Step the right leg back. Chaturanga flow, or lower onto the knees, the chest, and the chin. Inhale, give me a little baby lift. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up to the sky. Exhale, send it through. Blocks if you need them at any time. We inhale, flow right into our high lunge. Our left foot is out to the left, so is the knee. The hips are square to the front. And hold. Exhale, now you see the back side. We're going to go into warrior 2, getting that alignment. The left heel right in line with the arch of the right foot. Left knee drives out to the left. Engage your left glutes to get there. Shoulder blades squeeze back together and down, finding length out of each fingertip. Sink into that front left knee. Reach the left fingers forward, up then back, as you send the right arm down the right leg. Peaceful warrior. 2 more breaths. Use your obliques, the left side of your abdomen, to pull you back to warrior 2. Send the left elbow to the left knee. Right arm reaches up overhead or directly over that ear. Feel the length from the right fingertips down to the right heel. Feel the length, the stretch, the work. 1 more breath. On your exhale, send the right hand down as you lift the right heel up. And the left hand up to the sky. One more breath. And then flow it down. Send the left foot back, either 3-legged dog, standard chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, flow up, and we'll send the body back for a child's pose breather before we do our final flow. For this child's pose breather, you can try a variation. The arms might reach very far forward. You might send the hands in prayer position, walk the elbows forward, and send the thumbs to the back of the neck. That helps stretch the lats. You might send the hands back and just rest down. Wherever you are, maybe take a moment to close the eyes, feel the pounding of the heart, feel the breath in your yoga cave. Know that you're putting in the work and you'll reap the benefits. 2 more breaths. Okay, making your way back up to hands and knees position. Intentionally moving with strength and grace back up to downward facing dog. And let's go through our final flow, adding a little balance challenge here. Inhale, sending the right leg up. Exhale, send it in between the hands. This time we're going to step the left foot forward about halfway in. So now we're in pyramid pose. Sometimes hands go on blocks feel a little bit more comfortable here. Idea of this pose is to get the right hip back and the left hip forward. Abs in strong. So support your spine. And the hands might just be hovering all over the blocks. Hands might be on the mat here. If you want a little bit more core challenge, hands can reach back behind you, Superman arms. Rather, Superman arms would be here, reaching ahead. Airplane arms out to the side or back. So feel that stretch in pyramid pose. 2 more breaths. Strong, flat back, abs in tight. And then hands lower to the mat if they weren't already there. Send some weight into the right foot as you lift the left foot up and back. Now the left foot might just be hovering a little bit off the mat, or you may have the strength to lift it up pretty high, maybe even higher than me. So standing splits. In this pose, let's think about sending the torso, the head and neck down and the foot up a little bit higher. Continue to breathe and feel that work and that burn in the whole right foot and leg. Feel that energy. We're going to inhale, hold the foot up, and then exhale, hold the left foot to the left ankle. Inhale, send the foot up to the sky. We'll do that 2 more times. We're going to squat it down. Left foot to right ankle, excuse me. Left leg up to the sky. Connect it down to the right ankle. And then we're going to hover it just as we were. Let's think about lifting the hands off of the ground. Now to hold this here, you may have both feet on the ground, that's okay. You might have the foot really reaching back, arms behind you, once again, or reaching up overhead for warrior three. Woo, my right leg is burning, trust me. We're gonna bring ourselves up and see if we can find a tree pose here for just a moment. That might mean foot on the calf, anchored to the ground, or you might need a little help. Finding a tree pose, hands are reaching up to the sky, shoulders are away from the ears. Maybe in prayer position at the chest. Feel rooted through that right foot. Bring everything down. Shake it out for a second. That was a lot of work for that right side. Take a moment to bring the right ankle over the left knee and sit back if you can. Woo. You might have a hand on the wall if you need it. And feel that stretch in that right outer hip. Woo. If you come out of it, no problem. Shake it off. We're going to do that same flow on the opposite side. So we're going to have a little fun here. Hands on the mat. If you want, hop those feet back or step it back. Let's go into a chaturanga flow. Knees, chest, and chin. Inhale up. Exhale, downward facing. Long breath. Inhale the left foot up and step it through. Step the right foot in about halfway, find pyramid pose on this side. Blocks to the front of the mat if that helped you before. Send that left hip back and punch that right hip forward. Core muscles engage. You might have hands hovering here and working on core strength. Hands could be reaching way back behind you, out to the sides, or way up overhead. We're here for 3 more breaths. Wherever you are, placing the hands back on the ground around the left foot. Start to shift weight into that left foot as you bring the right foot up as high as you want to the sky, standing splits. Foot up, torso, head, and neck down. Feel the weight in the work in the big toe, the outside edge of the left foot, and the heel. Feel that support from the ground. We're going to do a Shiva squat. We're going to bring the right ankle to the left ankle on the exhale. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, send it down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, send it down. Inhale, lift it up. And see if you can lift the hands off of the ground. I'm a little shaky. That leg is burning. Warrior three. Warrior three, hands are reaching overhead and the right foot is back. You might have to have hand on a wall or reach way back behind you. 2 more breaths. Feel that work, feel that burn. Come out of it if you need to, just come back. Send the torso up, up, up. Find tree pose, wherever you need to be. Low branches, maybe you're a cactus today. Super tall tree. You need the support of prayer position, hand in the center of the chest. Really feel that left foot grounding down. Lift up out of the left. Strong core. 2 more breaths. Break free of the hands and the feet. We're going to make our way and transition down to our final resting stretches. From this very tall, aligned mountain pose, let's make our way to chair pose so we can lower ourselves very slowly onto the ground. Send the hands up overhead, the hips back. Stomach muscles are pulling up and in to support the spine. Stay here for 2 breaths. Start to lower the hips. Eventually making your way all the way down. I'm going to lower this way. You choose how you want to come onto the earth. Centering yourself about halfway onto the mat. From here, tall spine, stomach muscles pull up and in, shoulder blades back. Send one leg, maybe both, up into the air. Hands can stay onto the ground to support you in this boat pose. You may choose to reach arms, as long as you can keep the chest up and the spine straight. So we're gonna hold boat pose, pulling those abs up and in. Again, hands back to support you on the ground if you need it. Let's do 2 more breaths together. And if you can, let's lower from boat pose to canoe pose. Go low, 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 or low boat all the way down onto the earth. Walk the feet in, hands on the ground. Maybe you can feel the heels with your fingertips. 2 bridges, 2 roll-ups before we start our spine relaxation and stretching. Inhaling, exhaling, send the hips up. Peel your spine and your hips off of the mat. Feel the glutes and the hamstrings engage as you think about pulling your heels towards your shoulders. Inhale, exhale, lower down slowly. We'll do that one more time together. Inhaling, exhaling, press the hips up to the sky. Feel the back body engaging as you lift the front body up to the sky. Exhale, lower down. Hug both of the knees into the chest. Rock and roll side to side. Maybe rock up and back, massaging the spine a little bit. Planting the feet back down. Send the left leg out long, and this time just the right knee into the chest. In this position, we're starting to settle down, we're starting to calm down. We've done the work, so be aware that your shoulder blades are relaxed, your arms are heavy. You relax the jaw and the face and the eyes. Maybe the eyes are even closing. Pull the right knee to the right armpit for a few breaths. Circling the ankle clock and counterclockwise to work out any kinks. Send the left hand over to the right knee. Pull the knee across the body, twist, stretch. Recline, stretch here. So right hand is out long, gaze is to the right as the right knee travels over to the left. Take 2 to 3 breaths to breathe into your right rib cage. Relax the lower body, get heavy. Slowly bring yourself back to center after your breaths. This time placing the right ankle on the left knee. Let's do a supine pigeon pose here. Hands are now going to scoot behind the left hamstring or the left thigh as you pull the folded right leg into the chest. The stretch in this case should be into the right hip, outer hip, and hamstring. 2 more breaths. Slowing down, slowing the breath, releasing and relaxing the muscles. Lower this whole unit to the ground, and as the legs are, send the legs over to the right. Send the legs over to the right and the gaze to the left. So now we're stretching into the left hip flexor and IT band. Let the legs be heavy. And the breath start to slow even more. And we'll repeat that same flow on the opposite side. Bring the legs back into center. Right leg out long, left leg hugs into the chest, circling the ankle right and left. Hug that left knee over to the left even more for a few breaths. Then take the right hand onto the left knee and pull it across the body. Left arm is out, gaze is over the left fingertips, twist and stretch into the left rib cage. On your next exhale, place your left ankle on the right knee and fold this pretzel into your chest. This is supine pigeon pose. Hands are reaching behind the thigh, pulling this deep stretch closer to your chest. One more breath. Releasing the hands and lowering the legs. This time they travel over to the left. Gaze is to the right. Feel that stretch and pull into the right hip flexor and right IT band. 2 more breaths before we settle into our final rest pose. Releasing back into center, unwinding the body. And this is where I will leave most of you in class. So we will do a little guided meditation, and then I really recommend you lie here in stillness for 2 minutes at least. 5 minutes would be better, 10 would be best. So starting to feel your shoulder blades tuck underneath your chest. Feel the back of the head very heavy on the mat. Close the eyes, relax the jaw. Relax the arms and the hands, feel heavy on the ground. Let the breath peacefully and easily flow in and out of your abdomen. Really feel the thighs release and let go. Let the toes splay out and feel very heavy here. Continue to feel this level of heaviness, this level of peace for the next couple of moments, and you can slowly rise and get ready for the rest of your day. I'll end the class here with a bow to the wall. Thank you for coming to class. Namaste.